Hi, I'm Ben Shapiro, and this is Reality Check. President Obama has made it one of his chief missions to reach out to the Islamic Republic of Iran. His attempt to cut a nuclear deal with Iran, a deal that would leave Iran with a huge number of centrifuges intact and a crippling sanctions regime against it largely removed, is merely the latest signal that the president has faith that the Iranian dictatorship can be an actual ally to the United States. In 2009, Obama said this:
"My administration is now committed to diplomacy that addresses the full range of issues before us and to pursuing constructive ties among the United States, Iran, and the international community. This process will not be advanced by threats. We seek instead engagement that is honest and grounded in mutual respect. You too have a choice. The United States wants the Islamic Republic of Iran to take its rightful place in the community of nations."
That same year, 2009, Iran began shooting dissenters in the streets. Now, Obama did say that this particular shooting was heartbreaking, and then he blathered on about the arc of the moral universe bending toward justice, blah, 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 and then he went back to catering to the mullahs. In 2011, Barack Obama did virtually nothing when Iran began filling the vacuum left by the United States in Iraq. In fact, he sort of encouraged it. This week, Obama signaled that he was ready to cut a deal with Iranian-backed Syrian dictator Bashar Assad, a man he said, quote, had to go after Assad used weapons of mass destruction on his own people in 2011. Earlier this year, the Obama State Department labeled the radical Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen, a group that burns American flags and screams death to the Jews, a, quote, legitimate political constituency. That same State Department reportedly removed both Iran and Hezbollah from the terrorist threat list just last month. And this week, Obama celebrated the Iranian holiday of Nowruz at the White House, with Michelle Obama gushing, "I think it's so fitting we're holding this celebration here today." So, how wrong is President Obama about Iran? Well, let's look back at the history. In 1979, after Jimmy Carter let the Shah of Iran fall, the Ayatollah Khomeini took over. The new regime promptly popularized the slogan, "Death to America," and took Americans at the embassy hostage. Every Friday, every single Friday, for the last 37 years, massive prayer sessions led by the mullahs chant that slogan, "Death to America." Here's one from last year, as our friends at Memory reveal. Murals like this one are not uncommon across Tehran. And it's not just sloganeering. The bombing of the U.S. Embassy in Beirut in 1983, that was carried out by Hezbollah, a Shiite Iranian proxy group. The United States believes that Hezbollah was behind the bombing of the U.S. Marine barracks in Beirut that same year. Reagan even thought about bombing Iranian Revolutionary Guard stations in retaliation. The continuous kidnapping of Americans actually ended up leading to the Iran-Contra scandal, when the Reagan administration started smuggling weapons to the Iranians trying to free American hostages. During this period, the Iranian regime used child soldiers too. The president of Iran encouraged everyone above the age of 12 to volunteer. And that's why during the Iran-Iraq War, a reported 95,000 children under the age of 18 were wounded or killed. Iran also provided significant material support for the 9/11 hijackers. According to the 9/11 Commission report, quote, senior managers in al-Qaeda maintained contacts with Iran and the Iranian-supported worldwide terrorist organization Hezbollah, which is based mainly in southern Lebanon and Beirut. Al-Qaeda members received advice and training from Hezbollah. Intelligence indicates the persistence of contacts between Iranian security officials and senior al-Qaeda figures after bin Laden's return to Afghanistan. We now have evidence suggesting that 8 to 10 of the 14 Saudi muscle operatives traveled into or out of Iran between October 2000 and February 2001. In sum, there is strong evidence that Iran facilitated the transit of al-Qaeda members into and out of Afghanistan before 9/11, and that some of these were future 9/11 hijackers. The commission finally concluded, quote, we believe this topic requires further investigation by the U.S. government. No further investigation ever took place. During the Iraq War, the Iranian government heavily facilitated the rise of Shiite militias dedicated to the murder of American troops. In Afghanistan, they provided material support to the Taliban, also to murder American troops. And all of this continued throughout the Obama administration. Obama's own chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Admiral Mike Mullen, he said in 2011 that Iranian-backed militias were, quote, killing our troops in Iraq. He said Iranian officials knew about it. He said Iran is playing an outsized role. Quote, that has to be dealt with. It's killing our people. Here was Barack Obama's solution: pull out of Iraq, hand the country over to Iran, which had already helped turn the country into shambles, with its allied leader, Nouri al-Maliki, cleaning security forces of Sunnis. His replacement is an even more pro-Iranian leader, Haider al-Abadi. Even as the Iranian economy suffers from global sanctions and Saudi attempts to undercut Iran's oil prices, Iran's expansionism grows. Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Yemen. The Saudis live in fear. So do the Jordanians. So do the Egyptians. Iranian power over the past 3 decades has meant thousands, not hundreds, thousands of dead Americans. But Barack Obama keeps pushing for Iranian power nonetheless, which means thousands more dead Americans in our future. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel or click here to give a quick donation.